let's talk about Mr. McKeeva Bush. I want to give y'all some updates. So over the weekend, someone who's related to his latest alleged victim, the latest complainant, the one who he's been charged with rape, decided that she was going to comment on a social media post. It was a post that Mr. Curtis from Kim and Brack had put up. And basically all Curtis was saying was, how can this man still be called honorable after he's being charged with this sort of thing? Right? And it's kind of a good question in a way, Curtis, I must say. But he's been called honorable because he himself changed the legislation that no matter what an MP does, once they have gotten the title of honorable, so they're like ministers, Speaker of the House, that is a lifetime title that they retain for the remainder of their life, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Yes, honey child. He passed that piece of legislation to make sure that he would forever be called honorable, no matter what he did or does, or convictions doesn't matter, jail time doesn't matter. We will always have to refer to him as honorable. Somebody in this supposed honorable house should undo that change. Y'all listening to me, MPs, Premier? Change that. It's a lifetime honorific. Thank you, is what they call it. To me, that's a bunch of baloney. You get charged and get convicted. It's not for ministers. Who's it for? Oh, just speaker. Oh, he did it when he was Speaker of the House or what? That's even worse. Please, please. Leader of government business, premiers, and speaker only. Change it. Right? You don't get no lifetime honorific if you're no longer honorable to the real world, charged with rape, sexual assault, and all kind of stuff. Come on now. This is a bunch of hogwash, if you ask me. Anyway, McKeeva changed that, and all the other MPs sat back and allowed him to do it and said nothing and did nothing, as is typical here in the Cayman Islands. So Curtis was asking the question, why is he still called honorable? This is ridiculous. I agree with Curtis. So a particular person who is the aunt of his latest victim decides to get in the comment section and start saying one bunch of stuff. And other people were disagreeing with her. Like basically she was taking McKeeva's side against her own family member, which when you think about that is kind of shocking in a way, but it also speaks to Caymanians' families and their dysfunctionality. So anyway, she took it upon herself to comment on a post that lots of people saw. Someone disagreed with her, and then she sent them a voice note about how, I can believe McKeeva over her and why she waited 20-something years and blah, 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 this. And yeah, she my niece, but I don't care. I was like, oh my God. I want to remind you all, first of all, okay? In case you didn't get this memo, the RCIPS, Peter Lansdowne, Detective Superintendent for the RCIPS, was keen last week to send this to us. This is a warning, not just for me, for all of you out there having a public discourse on this situation. You are in no way to say anything or do anything that is potentially going to identify the victim of this sexual assault. The court has imposed, he says, a gagging order. I don't know if it's a gag or gagging order, but semantics. So they have imposed an order that prevents any form of identifying the victim directly or indirectly. Now, I know a lot of people know who the victim is. They know who the complainant is, I should say. Yes, but that does not mean that this is not enforceable and it's not in place. So, madam, when you sent that voice note to other people, that is something that could easily be forwarded and circulated. Do not do it. Okay? Don't identify her. I don't care if she's family to you. I don't care if she's your daughter, your granddaughter, your next door neighbor. If you know who she is, you know who she is, and just keep it to yourself. People who know, know. And that's it. People who don't know, well, too bad for you. What was more concerning to me is what she had to say about the victim, the complainant, I should say, and how she felt about her which I found really, really disturbing. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Sandra.
Morning. How are you?
Okay, and you?
Not too bad, thanks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you few times now concerning CUC.
Concerning, say that again.
Concerning CUC and their
Oh,
bill.
that was a topic yesterday.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know deep down inside CUC is able to do better in charging us too much. You know that, right?
Well, what I know needs to do better is what is the bulk of my bill, which is the fuel factor.
Okay.
And that don't have anything to do with CUC.
CUC reminds me of cable and wireless. When we only had cable and wireless here on this island. And the cell phone first came out. Someone called my phone. You called my phone and it was the wrong number. I had to pay for it. That is what cable and wireless were doing us.
Mm-hmm. It's not really comparing apples to apples though, but okay.
It's not really? Yes, it's really doing that. Yes, it's really doing that. So don't be pro CUC and anti poor people, Sandra.
What? I'm not pro CUC and anti poor people, but that's not comparing apples to apples. That's not what CUC does. CUC doesn't. That's like that would be the equivalent of saying, okay, if the power goes out for 5 hours, CUC is still charging me something during those 5 hours. They can only charge you for what you use. That example that you just gave for flow, you weren't using any minutes because the call did not even connect and they were still charging you. That is not the same example, but people are asking me if we can stay on topic. So I'll let you finish. Go ahead with your comments, sir.
It's not the same example, but what I was trying to say, Ms. Sandra Catron, is that because we never had any other competition until then for Pearson put it in place, that is what we were dealing with. And until the government and off-rig what they're supposed to do that is right, the CUC situation is only going to get worse, especially those shareholders who don't mind the bill going up every day. They really don't care. Thank you very much.
All right, my dear. Thank you very much. I mean, you can't give an example that don't make no damn sense. I'm sorry. That just don't make no sense. The equivalent to that, like I said, would be, anyway, let's just stay on topic. We've talked about CUC for 3 days now. That is not even the topic. McKeeva Bush. Y'all don't look like you want to hear about McKeeva Bush. That's why you're talking about CUC now. But you can hear about McKeeva Bush whether you want to hear it or not. Okay? So what disturbs me the most really in this community is the fact that we have people here, folks, who would rather give the accused the benefit of the doubt when they haven't earned it than give the victim the benefit of the doubt. To me, that says a lot about us as individuals and about us as a community as well. Why would anybody in their right mind, right? Just being fair, just looking at what we know, because there's a lot that we don't know that will come out during trial. Just what we know about Mr. Bush, what we know about, his multiple allegations in the past. Say that you know nothing about this victim whatsoever, and you don't need to know anything about her, okay? Why would you give Mr. Bush the benefit of the doubt? Can somebody answer that question for me? 936 Bobo is the telephone number. Tell me why you would give him the benefit of the doubt, given his history of what he has done and what he's known to have done and what he's been accused of in the past, over and over and over again. You see, this is where I think some of y'all missing a couple screws. I can't give this man the benefit of the doubt in this situation at all. Not when you know the man. When the allegations first came out that he was, well, not the allegations, when he was charged, one of his supporters started mentioning, oh, this is politics and this and that, blah, 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 blah. So yesterday I was talking to someone who's very close to this individual, and they said, Sandy, you can't be telling me the truth. And I'm like, well, I'm telling you, the person says it's politics and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, how is this politics? Because this certainly doesn't help this government, none at all. In fact, it will probably be their undoing that they decided to work with McKeeva Bush when they felt like they had any other choice. Because if he gets convicted, he's behind going to jail. Rape is a very serious offense. And you either have to call an early election and dissolve the government, which doesn't help them one iota. I'm like, I don't even understand. How is this political? I said, this is not political. So the person I was talking to yesterday said, Sandy, our people are very disingenuous. And they don't have no sense and they love to lie, because that same individual that's sending you voice notes talking about its politics 4 years ago, when the allegation first came up, I was like, oh, it came up 4 years ago. That same person spoke to the victim because the two of them were tight. And they said to this person yesterday, and now to tell me this story, Sandy, they said that they believed her. So now they're going to say it's politics. I said, boy, I guess a lot changes in 4 years. Somebody back in each other's good graces. Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's a lot of men in this community who could tell you if they weren't stronger men, they might be victims too. Honey child, Jesus gonna have to take the wheel. People talking, people know what's going on. Don't be fooled. I'm standing with victims in general until I have some reason not to. Because some of these perpetrators be out here wilding out in the streets, groping men, women, children, dog, everything. This person said I wouldn't trust him with my damn dog, much less. Y'all better pay the hell attention. Anywho, sad day in the Cayman Islands when somebody would go after a victim and curse out a victim and carry on with no real reason to do so. You weren't there, right? You can like McKeeva Bush all you want. You can like his style of politics all you want, but you were not there. And if you're going to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, I would encourage you to give it to somebody who actually deserves it, and not him. That's all I can tell you. Not on this matter. I don't know what else you might want to give him the benefit of the doubt. If money go missing, you might be like, well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt then. Not when it comes to touching women and sexual assault and that sort of thing. Nope. He can't get the benefit of the doubt from me. I need to see the evidence, yes, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to come to any conclusion before seeing and hearing the evidence about his guilt or innocence. And if somebody deserves the benefit of the doubt, it is not him. This person says McKeeva's a damn no good man and should have left long 4 or more elections ago. He got us in this damn mess now on this island. I believe the woman that he did it because he's like a rooster and hen cutting. What? He's like a rooster and hen cutting around with woman. A rooster and hen. I'm not sure I'm too familiar with that analogy. But I know them roosters, they nasty. They be holding on to everything and doing whatever they want to them. Can't trust them either. Sirvan says, just because you can't prove something for a while doesn't mean that the person hasn't or isn't doing it, or that they didn't do it. Yes, sir. Same thing they say in the USA with Trump, illegal papers. Illegal papers? What are illegal papers? And Biden, Coke's son. Well, I think everybody knows that Biden's son's on drugs. He just brokered a deal the other day. He's a cokehead. Everybody can say that. That's actually true. And I think everybody can say that Trump also has an issue with women, with groping women. It came out of his own mouth. He says, grab him by the you-know-what, capital P. He don't care. Nothing wrong with that. That's his mentality. Moya says, considering that there's been a history of him inappropriately touching females abroad and the Cayman Islands in the past, does make us question him. So I stand with the victim. You see what I'm saying? Yes. His behavior speaks volumes. So while some people are trying to make this argument that this is somehow some kind of political vendetta I think they're crazy and it just doesn't make any sense. And I guess they're being told by him, or I don't know why they would say something like that, but it just is illogical and doesn't make any sense and doesn't hold any water as far as I'm concerned. So the other point of interest is he claims he not got no money to pay for his lawyers. Now, this is kind of interesting to me because McKeeva Bush is broke. Well, I mean, he's going to be applying for legal aid and we, the people, are going to be paying for his defense. Because you know what this is now, pay attention. Y'all move up to the front of the class and hear what Auntie Sandy can tell you about this situation. When he say he not got no money, they're going to be his lawyers as Mr. Brady. Mr. Brady not handling this case himself. He's bringing in a highfalutin QC from the UK who's going to be charging $100,000, $200,000 for this case. McKeeva Bush don't want to go to the bank and get a loan for that against his house or take it out of his salary and pay it himself. So at the last public hearing, we got to figure out how he's paying for this. That is buttering y'all up to come to the understanding that he's going to be applying for legal aid. And given the category of the offense, there's a presumption in his favor that he might be entitled to it, but they're going to be asking him all kind of financial questions, and they better review that application carefully in terms of bills and is your house mortgage free and how much money you make and blah, 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 and this and that. So he's going to try to apply for legal aid? What a hot mess. Now, something seems a little bit wrong there, honey child. McKeeva Bush is going to apply for legal aid so that we, the people, are going to pay for his defense. Well, I know if it's me, I got to apply for legal aid because I ain't got no money. But McKeeva Bush, an MP double dipping in his pension, house in West Bay, making at least $10,000 plus a month, ain't got no money. Wow. They better try and put him on some kind of payment plan. So I don't know. Leroy says, wow, QC. Well, now it's KC. My apologies. The queen is no longer with us. May she rest in peace. So now it's KC. Yes, they got to bring in the big boys from overseas. They got to find them some highfalutin KC in London to come and argue all kind of intricate details around this case. And what they normally try to do is attack the victims and discredit the victims. So if the victim is listening this morning, girl, you better be ready, because they're going to try to tear you apart. If he ever gave you money in the past, they're going to say, oh, well, Mr. Bush was giving you money because you were actually part of his concubine and you were a willing participant, weren't you? Girl, just be ready for the realities of what will happen when you take the stand, because you have to take the stand. And he's going to ensure that it's a jury trial so that you take the stand in front of people in this community. And by then, everybody will know who you are. That is how certain people do things when they go to court. That's why they want a jury. They're putting you under pressure, but if what you say happened to you, you got to find the strength to hold your ground and to stand firm. You might need some counseling to work your way through it. Do what you got to do, girl. If he did this to you, don't let him get away. 24 years was a long time. Let's put a stop to it, because many more people might have become victims in those 22 years. We don't even know. Put a stop to it. Leroy says someone's going to try to look penniless. Well, he already looking broke down like Harvey Weinstein with his little walking stick, which we all know is a bunch of cockamamie. People have said to him, McKeeva, what are you doing with that old walking stick? You don't need that. And he said, yeah, you're right. And he threw it down. The good Lord not pleased with your behavior, sir. He gonna strike you down, You better try and behave, faking that you need a walking stick. And when people say, but Mac, you don't need that walking stick, try and put that down. Yeah, you're right. Let me just throw it here in the corner. Jeez, I'm peace companions, y'all are something else. Some days I say to y'all are something else. So Phineas says he's gonna have to pay one of those, sell off one of those houses to pay the lawyers. Well, I don't know. He got condos and stuff like that. somewhere about. So, I mean, I think you might have to dig deep to see where the money is. But I, for one, don't believe that he broke. I'm just saying. I can't believe that. Oh, Sophia says, Sandy, you killing me this morning. Marshall says he don't have no money. He's been a politician since Jesus was a baby. He's also double dipping in his pension. What is he doing with all the money? Well, we know he likes to gamble and drink. But geez, I'm peace. You can't gamble and drink all that money out. Oh, yeah. Someone says he sold condos at the Ritz-Carlton. Doesn't he actually own a condo at the Ritz? Doesn't he have one of them fancy units there? You better look your realtor and sell that and pay your legal fees. Another person says, Sandra, McKeeva, no money. And let me do this in my best East End voice. Sandra. I know this won't sound right. Where's Graham Rankin? We need him now call in. Graham can be like, Sandra, McKeeva not got no money. And he been in there for 30 years. Come on now. This is what you call a proper mess. All that money he was getting from Ritz-Carlton sales. He better go and try and find that money. Cha. Yes, sir. Another person is another Caymanian. She's a proper speaking Caymanian. She's Sandy. He owns a Ritz condo. Yes. Tell him he better go find that money and pay that, you know. Oh God. I'm doing Caymanian voices today. Let me see if I can do one more. Oh yeah, this one good. Oh, honey child. Hold on now. This is so McKeeva saying that he don't have no money. Tell him that same taxi van he was selling and got thousands of dollars from that poor West Bay woman. He must sell it and give her back that almost $10,000 she paid. And he took the van back. But if it was me, I would have beat that man so hard. Lord have mercy. Well, you see that story is no. He took $10,000 from a woman for taxi van. And what happened to the taxi van? Oh my God. This person said she would have beat him. Yes, sir. What a mess. Hot mess. No, sir. This person said that's exactly what's going to happen. We will pay. Oh yeah, here's another one now. This is a Savanian, a little country boy, a little country bumpkin. Well, Trump grabs them by the front and McKeeva grabs any sex by the rump. Lord Jesus, let me think about that one. No, sir. What a mess. Siobhan says LMAO. This is where it's at this morning. Good morning, Miss Brenda, the beautiful Miss Brenda in the house. She says, absolutely, you're right. Cameron says, that's how you think Caymanians talk, or what? I'm not even going to pretend like I can be getting the accents right, but all right, here's another one. Sandy, what? McKeeva said he not got no money? Child, you better make sure you can verify that with his Swiss bank account. Swiss bank account? Lord have mercy. Another person says the majority of the population would support him in his wrongs, politics. Good morning. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Am I right by saying that? Yes, he's innocent until proven guilty. What I'm saying is when it comes to giving people the benefit of the doubt in the court of public opinion, this is not a court of law, sir. This is a court of public opinion. I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. There's too many stories swirling around this man and too many victims who've come forward over the years. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying a court of law. Of course he's innocent until proven guilty. And that burden is on the DPP's office. And I hope they got their ducks in a row. I'm saying in the court of public opinion, when people want to be sending around voice notes, naming victims and going on, right? About how the victim, I don't trust them. I'm not going to believe her. Why aren't you not believing her and believing him? Because that's what you're saying by extension. I'm saying in the court of public opinion, I'm not giving him no